Presto, presto. Remember, Papa, I will not raise his bastard, the girl said as she departed. But though Donna Clara urged her charge from the hall, Luciana had decided that she would not go. To her companion's distress, the girl secreted herself behind a carved screen at the back of the hall, where she might both observe and listen. "He is handsome enough," she whispered to Donna Clara, as Robert Bowen, the Earl of Leighton, entered, coming forward to greet her father with an elegant bow. "And neither too old nor too young. He can still father children on me." Her brown eyes silently admired the Earl's lithe figure. The dark blue velvet fabric of his coat was showing wear, but Luciana was pleased to see the dragged sleeves were lined in a medium blue silk brocade. He obviously had style, but not the means to indulge it. "If your papa says you will marry him, it will make no difference if he is ancient or crooked of back, Madonna. You must do as you are bidden," Donna Clara said primly. "Hush, old crow," Luciana scolded her companion. "I want to hear what is said." She leaned forward, listening eagerly. Master Pietro d'Angelo welcomed his guest, inviting him to sit, signalling to his servants for wine and cakes. "And now," he said when they were both settled, "we will finalize the arrangement for your marriage to my daughter, my lord. There are but one or two small details to settle. Luciana's dower is sufficient." "It is more than generous, Master Pietro d'Angelo," Robert Bowen answered. "What small details?" The Earl's blue eyes were slightly wary of some last-minute change to be made in a contract he had already agreed upon. "A trifle, my lord, to be sure," the merchant replied, seeing the suspicion blooming in his companion's look. "Luciana is a carefully raised virgin, with the delicate sensibilities of a true Florentine gentlewoman. I beg that you not burden your pride with the care of your bastard," Master Pietro d'Angelo said nervously. Damn his daughter for putting him in this position, but he knew his wench too well to argue with her on this point. Better he beard the Earl, who was certainly more reasonable and would understand. But even if he didn't, would he be desperate enough to agree? "I have been informed that the child is as dear to you as my Luciana is to me, but my daughter is young and romantic. She wants all of your attention, as any bride would. She wants to bear you your heir, and cannot help but be jealous of another woman's child." He paused, looking hopefully at the Earl. Robert Bowen felt a bolt of irritation. Then, remembering that the girl's fat dower would rebuild his family's ancestral home, which had fallen into disrepair when early earls had spent what small income they could wrest from the estate going on crusade, he let common sense overrule his pride. Unlike other knights, his ancestors had not returned carrying the treasures of the East with them. They had returned injured, unable to be of further use to anyone, let alone their families. Or they had not returned at all, leaving widows and children to carry on at Leighton Hall. Now Robert Bowen, current and possibly last Earl of Leighton, must marry the daughter of a wealthy Florentine merchant in an effort to restore his family's fortunes and gain sons. He would have to wed the wench if she were a toothless idiot. He drew a deep breath. "My daughter, Master Pietro d'Angelo, is not a bastard. Because I was to wed her mother, who tragically died in childbirth before our union was formally solemnized, I requested that Cicely's birthright be recognized by both Holy Mother Church and English civil law. When she was 3, the papers arrived from Rome attesting to her true birth as my legitimate daughter, and English law accepted my petition just prior to her first birthday. Lady Cicely Bowen is no bastard." Dio mio. He was going to have to say something to justify his daughter's stubbornness. He lowered his voice so no one else in the hall might hear him and leaned forward. "My lord, I beg you to understand. My deceased wife, Carolina, was a woman of the most delicate, the most fragile sensibilities," he began, struggling to find just the right words in English to explain. "If something distressed her, she would alternate between a deep despair, weeping for hours until she was weak, and being so exhausted she would lie abed for several days. Or worse, she would fall into a ferocious rage that was difficult to calm. It was much like a great storm that had to blow itself out to sea. Because she was such a good wife to me,